Let's break the DMV. Is a seventh-round rookie playing with the main offense? Yes, and he's hungry to outshine veterans. Austin Eckler, I'm looking at you. But wait, a Hall of Famer with 2 rings just revealed it all. I came here for the quarterback. Has Jaden Daniels gained more credibility than Prescott and Hurts? And watch out. This is happening while our franchise WR is in play. Sources reveal his contract won't be what you expected. Breakup? Tragedy in Capital City? Stick around because this isn't just theory. It's the future of the Commanders. Subscribe now or risk missing the hottest details of the NFL. Are you going to let other fans know more than you? Like, turn on notifications and discover why this video is key to understanding the new era of Washington. The clock is ticking, and you know what happens if you don't act. Look, after years of this team betting on veteran running backs who have failed us at crucial moments, who would have thought that a 7th-round rookie would be stealing reps with the first offense? I think Kroski Merritt is doing something we haven't seen in years here in the DMV. Let me tell you the whole story, because this is bigger than you imagine. Kroski Merritt arrived in Washington as the 245th pick of the 2025 draft, practically the Mr. Irrelevant of this class. But from day one of the all-season program, this young man began to separate from the pack in a way that had the coaches wide-eyed. During the 2 padded practices we've had so far, the reporters there day after day say, Kroski Merritt is showing that decisive explosiveness and contact balance that made him MVP of the East-West Shrine. Oh, but do you know what really caught my attention? Cliff Kingsbury, and you know this man doesn't give anything away, is giving Kroski Merritt reps as running back in the 2-minute offense alongside Jaden Daniels. Now, technically, Austin Eckler was resting that day, but let me tell you this. When an offensive coordinator like Kingsbury, who has worked with Kyler Murray, who has been in playoffs, who knows what's needed to win in this league, puts you in high-pressure situations with the first unit, it's because he sees something special. It's not a coincidence. It's not filler. It's real evaluation. And do you know what this means tactically? In the 2-minute offense, the running back has to be a reliable receiver. No protections. Be able to block and run routes from the backfield. For Kingsbury to trust a 7th-round rookie in those situations, Kroski Merritt must have shown a level of system understanding beyond what you'd expect from someone with his draft pedigree. Reporters are saying that when Kroski Merritt touches the ball, there's a different urgency, an intensity that makes everyone on the field stop to watch. Dean Jones from Riggo's Rag wrote that things couldn't be going better for Kroski Merritt, and I think that's selling it short. But do you think this is a coincidence? I don't. Look at the situation objectively. Brian Robinson Jr. has had consistent health issues since he got here, and though he's a warrior, concerns about his durability are real. Austin Eckler is a solid veteran, but at 29 and with the wear on his legs, how much longer can he give at the highest level? Kingsbury isn't fooling around. He is preparing this rookie for a bigger role than anyone anticipated when we drafted him. While the Cowboys keep depending on an Ezekiel Elliott past his prime and the Giants have a backfield mess, we're silently developing the next generation of talent in a critical position. And here's the part that has me most excited. Kroski Merritt has that underdog mentality you need in this league. He knows nobody expected anything from him, knows every rep is an opportunity to prove that 244 teams made a mistake overlooking him. That hunger, that urgency, is what separates special players from those who just fill roster spots. Now I'm asking you, are you ready to see a 7th-round rookie become Kingsbury's secret weapon in crucial situations? Because I'm telling you this, if things keep going like this, by the time the important games come, Kroski Merritt is going to be much more than a development project. If that surprises you, wait to hear this. Von Miller, 8-time Pro Bowl, 2-time Super Bowl champion, at 36 had options on where to play his final seasons. After Buffalo released him, half the league would have been interested in his services. And do you know what convinced him to come here to the DMV? One person, Jaden Daniels. Let me give you context on how monumentally significant this is. Von Miller has played with Peyton Manning when he was in his prime. He's been teammates with Aaron Donald. He's been on the field with Matthew Stafford during a Super Bowl run. This man has seen greatness up close, has played with Hall of Famers, and has been part of 2 champion organizations. In an exclusive interview with Washington Commanders on SI, when asked what sold him on signing with Washington, Miller didn't hesitate for a second. Jaden Daniels, he responded immediately. He didn't speak about organizational culture, didn't mention Dan Quinn, said nothing about the defensive scheme. Jaden Daniels, plain and simple. Do you realize what this means for Daniels' credibility? A veteran with 2 Super Bowl rings is saying that our second-year quarterback is the main reason he bet his career on us. But the part that gave me chills was what followed. Miller explained his reasoning in a way showing this signing wasn't emotional, but completely strategic. They're going to score points. They're going to score a lot of points. We're going to have the advantage in some of these games, and I'll be able to attack the passer. Do you understand what he's saying here? Miller is planning his defensive role based on our offense being so dominant that he'll be in constant pass rush situations. When you have the lead, the opposing team has to pass. And when they have to pass, Von Miller becomes a serious problem for any offensive line in this league. This leads me to something deeper. Miller not only believes in Daniels' talent, he believes in the complete system. He sees Cliff Kingsbury, sees the weapons we have, sees the offensive line we've built, and is convinced this offense will be prolific to the point where he can completely focus on rushing the passer in high-leverage situations. And you know what else I love about this? The winning mentality Miller brings. He said, "It's not just about joining a contender. I want to play on a team where the offense puts me in a position to do what I do best." That's the mentality of someone who's won at the highest level and knows exactly what it takes to get there again. Now, let's be honest about what this means in the context of our division. Would Miller have said the same about Dak Prescott? I don't think so. Dak has had years to prove he can carry a team in pressure situations and has consistently failed when it's most important. Would he have said the same about Jalen Hurts? Possibly, but Hurts already has established weapons and a known supporting cast. The fact that Miller is betting on Daniels, a second-year quarterback, over more established quarterbacks or more proven teams speaks volumes about what he sees in our young signal caller and the direction of this organization. And here's what really excites me. When you have veterans of that caliber not just willing to sign with you, but actively promoting your quarterback as the reason they're here, it creates a culture. Other free agents will see that. Other veterans will take note. Suddenly, Washington becomes a destination, not just a stop. Miller has 2 rings, but at 36, he knows the clock is ticking. The fact he's willing to bet his final years on Jaden Daniels in this organization means he genuinely believes we have a championship window opening right now. And do you know why this is great for us as fans? Because when you have players of that caliber who believe so much in your quarterback that they're willing to restructure their careers to play with you, it validates everything we've been feeling about Daniels since he arrived here. But that's nothing compared to what's coming. Here's what's truly explosive, and I need you to pay attention because this information will change everything you thought about Terry McLaurin's situation. Tony Pauline from Sportskeeda, citing direct league sources, just revealed exclusive details that will make you understand why this drama has dragged on so long and why it might not resolve in the way McLaurin wants. First, let's establish the current facts. McLaurin returned to the facilities this week after missing the first part of training camp, but here's the reality no one wants to admit. He's not practicing. He's on the physically unable to perform list with an alleged ankle complication. Do you believe this is a real injury? Fans are skeptical, and with good reason, because the timing is too convenient. This is clearly a tactical maneuver by both McLaurin and the organization. McLaurin gets to be around his teammates, shows good faith by reporting, but doesn't have to practice while negotiations continue. The organization gets to save face by saying they have their star receiver in the building, but they don't have to deal with the distractions of having him on the field without a deal. But here comes the bomb Pauline dropped, and this is information directly from sources around the league. They expect an agreement to be reached sooner rather than later. And here's what will hurt for McLaurin and for us as fans, it won't be a massive contract. According to Pauline's sources, they are talking about a 2 to 3 year extension with a bump in pay for this season to give McLaurin a bit more security. The annual figure they're expecting is slightly higher than what Courtland Sutton received from Denver. For context, Sutton signed for 3 years and $60 million, or about $20 million per year. The problem? McLaurin is demanding more than $30 million annually, and sources told Pauline they don't think the franchise is willing to go that high for McLaurin. That's the holdup. That's the stalemate that has everyone nervous. Now, let's analyze both sides of this situation because it's more complex than it appears on the surface. McLaurin's side has valid arguments that can't be ignored. This man has been a model of consistency since entering the league. He's put up 1,000-yard receiving seasons annually, despite having to depend on a parade of terrible quarterbacks. Over the years, think about it. McLaurin has produced with Alex Smith coming back from a horrific injury, with Ryan Fitzpatrick, with Taylor Heinicke, with Carson Wentz, with Sam Howell. The man literally carried this receiving corps through some of the darkest years in franchise history. And now that we finally have a legitimate quarterback in Jaden Daniels, McLaurin wants to be compensated at a level that reflects his value. $30 million per year puts him in the conversation with Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, those top-tier receivers. And honestly, if you look at McLaurin's production in the context of what he's had to work with, the argument is there. But we also have to understand Adam Peters' position as general manager. Peters isn't just looking at what McLaurin has done. He's thinking about what McLaurin will do over the next 3 to 4 years. In the NFL, receivers historically start declining after 30, and McLaurin is already 29. Peters wants a deal that covers all bases in case the wideout regresses after 30. And here's where it gets really interesting from a cap management perspective. Peters is being smart and calculated with our financial future because he knows we have other players who will need extensions soon. Jaden Daniels will need a massive extension after next season if he continues developing. We have young defensive players who will command significant money. If Peters gives McLaurin $30 million per year, it potentially hamstrings our ability to keep other core pieces together. Meanwhile, Jerry Jones in Dallas keeps paying absurd contracts that have paralyzed the Cowboys' salary cap. And look where that's gotten them. Nowhere near a Super Bowl. But here's what really concerns me about this situation. Pauline's sources are saying both sides are dug in, waiting for the other to blink. McLaurin knows his worth, and he's not wrong about his value to this team. At the same time, Peters has a plan for this organization's future, and he's not going to deviate from that plan just because we're under pressure. The reality is, if this continues dragging out, it affects everyone. McLaurin loses valuable reps with Daniels and the new offensive system. The team loses chemistry and continuity. And we as fans have to deal with this distraction hanging over what should be an exciting season. But do you think McLaurin will accept significantly less than what he thinks he's worth? Based on everything we know about his character and competitive drive, I think this is going to drag on longer than anyone wants to admit. And here's the kicker. While all this is happening, other teams around the league are watching. If McLaurin eventually decides he can't get what he wants here, and if he forces a trade, we lose one of the best receivers in the NFL just when we finally have a quarterback who can maximize his talents. The clock is running. Preseason games are coming up, and regular season is just around the corner. No one knows when an agreement will be reached, but I'm telling you this, both sides need to find middle ground soon because this is a situation where nobody wins if it drags into the regular season. Let's quickly recap what we've just covered because each of these stories has major implications for our season. We have an explosive rookie in Kroski Merritt who's earning first-team reps faster than expected, showing our depth and development program might be special. We have Von Miller, a proven champion, publicly stating Jaden Daniels is the reason he chose to continue his career here, validating everything we felt about our quarterback. And we have the ongoing drama with Terry McLaurin where both sides are standing firm, creating uncertainty around one of our most important offensive weapons. These three situations define exactly where we are as a franchise at this crucial moment. We have young talent emerging, veteran leadership buying in, but also challenging negotiations that could affect our chemistry. Do you think Kroski Merritt can become our secret weapon this season? His rapid development suggests our coaching staff sees something special. If he continues earning reps with the first team, he could be a difference maker in critical situations. Do you think Von Miller made the right choice betting on Jaden Daniels? His endorsement carries weight because he's won at the highest level, and his belief in our offense could attract other veteran free agents looking to join a contender. And do you agree with the Kawhi organization's position on the negotiations with McLaurin? This is probably the most complex situation because both sides have valid points, but the resolution will significantly impact our offensive capabilities and salary cap flexibility. Let me know in the comments what you think about each of these situations because I guarantee tomorrow we'll have more explosive news and you can't miss what's coming. The developments around this team are happening too fast to ignore any of them. If you think McLaurin should accept the organization's offer and prioritize team success over individual compensation, like this video. If you think Peters should pay the $30 million because McLaurin has earned it through years of elite production with subpar quarterback play. Subscribe now because this community is a family of true Commanders fans who don't miss a detail of what's happening in the DMV. And remember, hail to the Redskins!